Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Callie and I make skincare, health and wellness, and general lifestyle type videos. So if you want to see more videos like this one, make sure to subscribe. But today I'm giving you guys the very shocking yet disappointing truth about nose strips, aka pore strips. I love a good pore strip as much as the next gal. I love peeling it off and looking at all the stuff that just came out of my nose. It's so disgusting yet satisfying at the same time. And then if nothing comes out, it's a huge letdown. Especially when you look in the mirror at your nose and you can see that it's just jam-packed full of blackheads. So a while ago, I decided that I was gonna investigate into this further about whether pore strips are actually removing blackheads, because I'd had this happen so many times that I was just at my wit's end with them. And as it turns out, pore strips don't exactly do what you thought that they did, and essentially they're just messing with your nose. Now I'm gonna break down exactly what is a pore strip, what is a blackhead. I'm gonna give you the lay of the land, but if you don't feel like listening to all this very in-depth explanation, skip to this time and you'll find out the juicy stuff. So let's start with the basics. What is a pore strip? So a pore strip is similar to a band-aid. The strip itself is made of a cloth-like material, and then on one side of the cloth is a mix of ingredients that, when mixed with water, they create a dense and glue-like adhesive. So as that adhesive dries, the strip hardens. And in order to understand what happens when you peel off that strip, we need to know exactly what a blackhead is. So to start at a very basic level, I'm sorry, this is about to get very sciencey, but I will provide visual aids for my visual learners. I got you. So to start at a very basic level, your face is covered with small little hairs, whether you realize it or not. And each piece of hair that's on your face grows out of what is commonly known as a pore. So that pore contains a hair follicle from which your hair grows, and a sebaceous gland that produces oil, which is also known as sebum, and that's meant to keep your skin moisturized. And then finally, the last bit of important piece of information that we need to know is that sebaceous filaments line the inside of your pore, and they basically make sure that the oil that the gland is producing can and does travel outside of the pore and onto your skin to keep it moisturized. They serve a very important purpose. Now this sounds all fine and dandy and fun and whatnot, but here's where problems occur. When the opening of your pore gets clogged with either dead skin cells, dirt, bacteria, oil, hair, or a mixture of all of these, that can evolve into a multitude of issues. One of which is when this material or clog is exposed to air, the material oxidizes and turns black, which is called a blackhead. Typically what we think of a blackhead are called keratotic plugs. Blackheads are a type of keratotic plug, but the blackhead itself is actually far beneath the surface of your skin. Now that we've got that under control, we know what we need to know, we're gonna talk about what a pore strip does. So the number one thing to remember with pore strips is that everything is surface level. As a pore strip dries, the adhesive attaches to the top layer of your skin. Although peeling off a pore strip feels like it's doing a lot of good in extracting, it's actually not. Nose strips will extract anything that's on the surface of your skin, including hair, dirt, oil, and if you're lucky, a pore strip might even attach to the superficial layers of dirt and oil and gunk and stuff that's in your pores, but that's only if you're lucky. So although your skin might feel smoother and your pores on your nose or wherever you put the pore strip might look a little bit smaller, there is no permanent change or improvements made to the skin by a pore strip. In essence, they're just cleaning the surface of your skin and kind of just not doing a whole lot of good. So now we're going to talk about what a nose strip does not do. For starters, pore strips don't remove blackheads. I was not a happy camper when I found this out. As I said earlier, the actual blackhead itself is below the surface of the skin. And since pore strips are only working at the surface level, they're not able to go deep enough in order to fully eradicate your pore of the blackhead. Therefore, in this analogy that I really happen to enjoy, using a pore strip is at best similar to mowing weeds in your lawn instead of actually pulling them out by the root. The problem's still going to be there, and it's delaying the inevitable. Secondly, what pore strips do not do is that they do not prevent blackheads, and nor do they treat blackheads. So really you're just spending the $8 on the pack of pore strips for a whole lot of nothing. So now you might be wondering, Callie, I do a pore strip and stuff's on the thing. What is that? And I'm gonna tell you. First, you're looking at the hair, dirt, oil, and all that stuff that was on the surface of your skin. And some of that came from the superficial layers of your pore. However, pore strips are also removing the sebaceous filaments that I talked about earlier. Sebaceous filaments line the inside of your pore. In fact, when most people look at their skin and they think that they have blackheads, a lot of the times they're confusing them with sebaceous filaments. For people with normal or dry skin, combination skin, sebaceous filaments aren't usually visible, but they will be visible when your pore is filled with oil. But for people like me, who have very oily and acne prone and enlarged pores on my face, sebaceous filaments look almost identical to blackheads. And so a lot of people get confused and think that their nose is like stuffed full of stuff that's not good and shouldn't be there. In fact, there's actually no problem at all. I think the best way to tell the difference between sebaceous filaments and blackheads is by actually feeling your skin, since they can look so similar. Especially since those like magnified mirrors that make you really self-conscious about your skin, you're just looking at it and really just dissecting yourself and making yourself feel really bad about your skin. Those are very deceiving when it comes to blackheads because you can't oftentimes tell the difference between the two when you're looking in those mirrors. So while watching your face, feel your skin and feel where you think the blackheads are. If you can feel ridges and bumps on your skin, that means it's probably a blackhead. If there's no ridges and you feel nothing, you just like smooth skin, that means it's just sebaceous filaments and you have nothing that you should be worried about. So this leads me to why you shouldn't be using pore strips. The problem is that they are strong enough to remove the sebaceous filaments that we are talking so much about. Your skin needs sebaceous filaments to function. They are part of your pore structure. They are there for a reason and they are not meant to be removed. For starters, sebaceous filaments help moisturize your skin. It's an essential part of how your skin keeps itself moisturized. So when you remove that sebaceous filament by using a nose strip, it's effectively drying out your skin. And then that signals to your body that your face is dry and it needs to produce more oil. And if you're like me and you have acne prone and oily skin, that means a whole lot of bad is headed your way because excess oil is one of those leading things that causes acne, and that is something you want to avoid generally, unless you like acne, which I don't get, but moving on. Further, when you remove sebaceous filaments by using a pore strip, you run the risk of stretching out your pore. And stretched out pores don't go back to how they were originally, and because they're more open, they're more likely to get clogged and for stuff to get caught in there and cause a really big recurring problem. And third, while they are tempting to want to get rid of and are not really pleasant to look at, I have to exercise a lot of self-control while looking in the mirror and looking in my nose because I know that they're not blackheads, but they drive me nuts. So you might as well leave them alone, and here's why. They will be back within 30 days. They are literally part of the structure of your pore, and they are not meant to be removed. Everything happens for a reason. There's a reason that they're there. And then finally, pore strips have the potential to tear and injure your skin. Tearing is really only a concern when you have naturally thin skin, or if you have a skin disorder like rosacea or psoriasis, something like that. But irritation will definitely occur if your skin is sensitive or acne prone. That's just yet a further reason why you should be avoiding pore strips. On to my last little section, how should you be effectively treating blackheads? Long story short, there are tons of more effective ways of battling and treating and preventing blackheads than pore strips. But here are just a few examples. So number one, products with salicylic acid in them are very helpful because they gently help the skin turn over and unclog pores by penetrating deeply within the pore rather than just hitting the top layer of it. And that's why salicylic acid is my favorite acne skincare ingredient. Second, exfoliants can be really helpful in clearing out dirt and oil and stuff from your pores as well as from the surface of your skin and getting rid of dead skin cells. You can do this at home once or twice a week with an exfoliating scrub, or you can go to a medical spa for an exfoliating peel, which I love, highly recommend the Blue Radiance Peel by Obashi. That's a side note, back on topic. Third, you can avoid products that clog your pores. A lot of skincare and makeup companies label their products as either comedogenic or non-comedogenic, and you want to be looking for the ones that say non-comedogenic, and that means that they are made of materials and ingredients that won't clog your pores. And when you have less pore clogging stuff on your face, that means you're less likely to have a blackhead. I will link some of my favorite recommendations in the description box below. That's all I have for you guys today. If you guys want me to make a video all about about my favorite products and recommendations for trying to treat and prevent blackheads, please leave a comment in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like because it really supports my channel, and make sure to subscribe because I put out new videos every Monday and a vlog every Thursday. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!